Straight ahead on the news at 5, renewing the search. It's been more than a year now since a local Broadway star simply vanished here in the Midlands. All this time later, family and friends more determined than ever to bring him home again. Plus, attacked on the job, a local postal worker seriously injured by a dog while delivering mail. The sheriff there says they've never seen anything as serious as this. The online edition of the news at 5 starts now.
Live from the Fox studios in Columbia, it's Watch Fox News at 5, Local First.
The search for a missing Columbia man continues tonight. The family of Broadway star Zelig Williams making another search effort after the 28-year-old simply vanished last October. Now, Zelig Williams, a talented dancer, left his home one day, and the last trace anyone saw of him was his car at Congaree National Park. Our Barlise Pimentel has the very latest on the case.
If they lost a family member, would you give up? No. No, we're not going to give up. If anything, we get more determined every day.
An emotional Mioka Corbett Jacobs, speaking out after making another effort to find her cousin Zelig Williams. Williams' family and friends all coming together Friday morning to search 6 different areas near the Palmetto Trailhead on Bluff Road. Family and friends say they'll never stop searching.
We miss his energy, his contagious smile, just the energy that he brought into any room, any space that he walked into. And we will find you, buddy. And I know that we're getting closer.
The then 28-year-old Williams was last seen October 3rd of last year near the Palmetto Trailhead, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Williams' family reported him missing the next day after a suspicious SOS cell phone ping from his phone signaled a crash. Richland County deputies later found his car at the Palmetto Trailhead just off of Bluff Road, not far from his home. Williams disappeared during severe weather when the watery river crested at nearly 106 feet, potentially washing away any clues. Since then, the family has organized several searches and says they lean on the support of the community.
It is literally the breath that we need to keep going. It's a lot, as you can imagine, as a family to have to deal with, searches and hoping and wishing. But the prayers and the strength and the support we get from not just the local community, but from the community far and wide across the nation, it is a blessing. And we know that we're going to find him because of it.
There's a lot more information out there that people know, and we just feel very, very strongly about that. So that's why the encouragement of the community is really vital. And any little bits and pieces, even if it's something that you're like, oh yeah, I remember this or that, it's beneficial and we need it.
Barlise Pimentel reporting. Zelig Williams' family will be searching on foot tomorrow at the Palmetto Trailhead, calling on the community to provide ATVs and to join the search from 8:30 until 11:30 tomorrow morning. More details about the search can be found on our website, wach.com. In Newberry County, a postal worker sent to a trauma center after being part of a nightmare scenario. A dog attacking the woman during her shift, seriously injuring her. Our Mike White following that story live in studio. Now, you talked to the sheriff today. What'd you find out?
Brian, Sheriff Lee Foster says it was a typical day on that longtime postal worker deliveries route last Saturday until it wasn't. When she was delivering mail to a home, at least one dog attacked her, severely injuring the woman. The Newberry County Sheriff's Office is now investigating.
When she got out, she put the package in the appropriate safe place, and as she was heading back to the mail truck, 2 dogs came upon her, and one of them attacked her.
Sheriff Lee Foster describing the horrific sequence of events that led to a veteran U.S. postal worker being put in a trauma center. According to Foster, she tried to get into her delivery truck, but the dog kept attacking. She eventually got in the truck, locked the door, and called 911. When deputies got to the scene, 2 dogs, a pit bull and a Labrador mix, had to be moved back before starting first aid.
She was severely bitten, I guess you could call it mauled. She had bite wounds to her upper extremities and her lower extremities.
The worker was rushed to a trauma center by a medevac helicopter. Foster says the victim is in fairly serious condition and undergoing major treatment, but her injuries are not life-threatening. The identity of the worker is not being revealed for privacy reasons. The 2 dogs were both taken into custody by animal control last Saturday.
We've had carriers bitten. We've had parcel service workers like FedEx and UPS, they've been bitten. But I don't think we've had one as serious as this.
In the future, Foster says he wouldn't be surprised if there are changes to postal or delivery workers' everyday routine.
What I possibly could see happen is that if a person has a dog that appears to be vicious, that the workers would leave the package at an alternate location.
Sheriff Foster says they are waiting for the victim to heal before getting more details. He added the property owners have been very cooperative during this investigation. For the Postal Service, they are encouraging all pet owners to take necessary precautions to make sure pets are properly secured, especially during delivery hours. Reporting in studio, Mike White. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Mike. Also tonight, Attorney General Alan Wilson announcing a 10-count state indictment involving several former Williamsburg County officials, including the county treasurer, Margaret Cooper, in front of a Richland County judge this morning, facing a number of charges, including misconduct in office, using her position for financial gain, and criminal conspiracy. She could face up to 10 years in prison. Prosecutors say between February of 2020 and December of 2022, officials received payments beyond their approved salaries totaling more than $300,000, while other county employees were furloughed. Governor McMaster has suspended Cooper from office. And in the last few weeks, the head of South Carolina's Election Commission and 2 other employees there have been fired. This week, the chairman of the commission went public with some questions about a $4 million cost overrun on a voting machine contract. Tonight, several state agencies are investigating a number of issues, including how a deal approved for $28 million grew to more than $32 million. Our Megan Gagno in the studio now breaks down what we know. What could this potentially mean for voters, Megan?
Brian, the commission chair says there's still no clear answers as to how that extra $4 million was spent, but insists none of it affected the integrity of any election. Still, the shakeup at the top comes just weeks before local elections and has left many asking who is watching over the process.
The signs of the season scatter roads throughout the Midlands. But before voters hit the polls, controversy is swirling around the South Carolina State Election Commission.
Why was the price higher? Why was the price not locked in sooner so that we didn't have this overrun on cost? But that's the question that the Election Commission, those board members, now have to dig into.
The commission initially approved a price tag for a voting machine deal at $28 million. But when the final bill came due, it was $4 million higher. Executive Director Howard Knapp was fired last month, along with now former Deputy Director Paige Salinich, after she was caught on video placing a recording device while commissioners met to discuss Knapp's fate in an executive session. Another staff member whose identity has not been released was also terminated.
We see elevated and continued troubles at the South Carolina Election Commission that should be concerned.
Democratic strategist Antoine Seawright says his concerns were heightened after hearing about the Department of Justice's request for South Carolina voter data, and the recent leadership and money issues only adds to it.
We have to repair those broken patches that have existed to ensure confidence to every single South Carolinian, not just about the agency itself, but about how it's ran, the people running it, and at the end of the day, making certain that people feel good about casting their vote.
While there are questions about transparency and confidence, political consultant Dave Wilson says the integrity of votes themselves is not in question.
When you look at this from a holistic standpoint, we don't need to be concerned about the integrity of the elections. The machines are there, they're purchased, they've been tested, they're working. What we have to be concerned about, though, is how are the dollars being spent and where did the money go?
The $4 million overage remains unexplained. Agencies, including SLED, are investigating.
Full transparency about what's happening and what the issues are and how those fixes are going to be. And then certainly layers of accountability in the end of the process to ensure that it won't happen again.
I reached out to the South Carolina Election Commission and have not heard back. The commission's chief of staff, Jenny Wooten, was appointed interim executive director back in September. I'm Megan Gagno. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Megan. And coming up on Sunday morning on Connect to the Capitol, we have an extended conversation about the chaos at the Election Commission and what it could all mean for the votes coming up. If it's Sunday in South Carolina, watch Fox 57, the only place for 30 minutes on the issues that matter to you. Connect to the Capitol airs every Sunday at 8:30. You can also watch anytime on our website at wach.com or the Watch Fox YouTube page.
What a great way to end the work week. It's 76 degrees, sunny skies, low humidity, light winds, not much more you could ask for on a beautiful October Friday here in Columbia and across the Midlands. And if you're looking ahead to football Saturday, well, good news. We have more of this nice weather on tap for us. It is going to be a little chilly if you're heading out early to the tailgate. Kickoff tomorrow afternoon at 12:45. So some of you Gamecock fans might be getting things going early on in the morning. We'll be looking at morning lows in the low 50s. So jacket weather early on at the tailgate. But by lunchtime, it's going to feel just as nice outside with temperatures warming to the 70s at that point. And then once we get to game time, it will be on the warmer side, a little warmer than today. Kickoff temperature right around 75. Will warm up to about 80 by the end of the game. Otherwise, weather not a factor. Sunny skies from start to finish, light winds out of the south. Good to go at Williams-Brice on Saturday. Meanwhile, our neighbors to the west are in store for a busy day tomorrow. The Storm Prediction Center highlighting a good chunk of the Mid-South under a level 2 risk for severe thunderstorms on Saturday into Saturday night. That's thanks to a pretty potent cold front that is going to trigger widespread storms across the central and eventually the eastern U.S. this weekend. You can see a pretty potent line of storms tracking eastward over time, but you'll notice it weakens as it approaches us in South Carolina. So we are likely going to avoid the severe weather threat here locally, and we may not even see any thunderstorms at all. What we may see, though, is at least a little bit of wet weather to close out the weekend. I will say it's not going to be nearly as soggy as it was last weekend, though. Again, Saturday looking like a mainly sunny day, certainly dry from Saturday morning all the way through Saturday night. Even on Sunday morning, I expect us to remain dry. It'll just be cloudier at that time, and the breeze is going to start to pick up as that cold front gets a little bit closer. Sunday afternoon into the early evening on Sunday is our best chance at rain. As you can see, it's going to be scattered, mostly on the light side and not terribly long lasting. So you might get some brief wet weather here and there. Most of Sunday, you're not going to have to worry about it. Just maybe keep the umbrella handy in case you have any outdoor plans as we wrap up the weekend on Sunday. And this is not going to be a drought buster either. We're looking at rain totals for most below a quarter inch, and for many, it may be below 1/10 of an inch of rain. So again, not heavy by any means, a far cry from the heavy rain some of you picked up last weekend. Everyone will be a little breezy on Sunday. Gusts could be as high as 30 miles per hour on Sunday afternoon, so that'll be something we're confident that everyone will see. As far as the rain, again, that's going to be kind of hit and miss in nature. That looks to be our lone chance at rain over the next 10 days. Once that cold front passes by Sunday night, we are settling into another quiet, very fall-like, and very comfortable pattern heading into next week. A lot of highs in the 70s. Lows will remain on the chilly side through next week. We have a couple more 40s in our future next Monday night and again next Wednesday night. But hey, beyond that, if you're a fan of fall weather, it's a pretty good-looking 10-day forecast for us here across the Midlands.
Well, good weather for another Friday night of football. Sonic Friday Night Rivals is back. Our Claire Foley, right in the thick of it, joins us live now. Going to see some familiar faces tonight.
That's right, Brian. We don't usually see teams repeating on our schedules, but because of the weather changes we had way back in week 0, we're seeing Lugoff Elgin once again. They're on the road here tonight at Westwood High School. We're excited to tell you the stories of this 5-2 Redhawks home team. They're under new leadership this year in Stephen Burris. But on the broadcast, we're also going to get to take a look back at the stories we told you about Lugoff Elgin and talk about how far these kids have come since the beginning of the year. As always, an exciting kickoff for you that begins at 7:30. You can watch on our alternate channel 57.2 or stream with us on YouTube and Facebook. Or hey, if you want to come down here tonight, as Taylor told you, beautiful weather for some football. And hey, the stadium overlooks the fall leaves changing, so can't get much better than that. Now live in Blythewood, Claire Foley, Watch Fox Sports.
Well, it's final weekend of the State Fair. We have been live there every single day since it started more than a week ago, bringing you all the sights and sounds, the food, the fun. Friendly Clairvaux and Brawley's Pimentel have been right in the middle of it. This will be their last day out there, but still a few more days left at the fair. So what's in store here over the weekend?
Hey, good afternoon, Brian. So the final weekend for the South Carolina State Fair, and this weekend is going to be busy, Brawleys, because of the game tomorrow. USC takes on Oklahoma at 12:45. It is going to be packed. Folks try to get here.
And it's the weekend. I mean, everyone's going to try to get that last minute fun in.
Exactly. And so speaking of fun, so Brawley and I are going to go ahead and have a friendly wager competition here on the Whack-A-Mole. And so Brawley, what does the loser have to do?
So guys, the loser has to do 15 push-ups on live TV. So you'll see it right here. You'll see Brandy do 15 push-ups.
We're ready. Okay, so we're getting ready for the Whack-A-Mole. All right, this is Caesar, everybody.
This
so
is Caesar.
let us know, okay?
Let me lock it.
All right. They count on 3 with a smack your heads. 1, 2, 3, and go. Whack-A-Mole. Whack it to the ball. Go right. That's the way you do it. You almost got it. Keep working them on. Somebody had it. And they will be you. Number 4. All right.
I'll do it with you. All right, come on. You ready? No, okay, let's go. All right, I'll do the diving pictures. Are you ready? 3,
2, 3, 4. Why? My arms are getting weak.
But all right, everybody, as Brawley's is finishing up, okay, the last day of last week at South Carolina State Fair, make sure you all come on out and try the Whack-A-Mole, and come say hi to Caesar, by the way, everybody. He's here to help you all out. Brawley's, that was good. All right, reporting live in Columbia, I'm Freddie and
Brawley's is rolling around on the ground. All right. Coming up tonight, a late edition of the news at 10. We got a football game tonight, so it's after the game. We're on day 17 of the government shutdown. Neither Democrats or Republicans' positions have changed for days. So what does it mean for all of us? Well, the standoff continues. For how long, though? We're going to take a look at that tonight. And we got some breaking news here coming into the Watch Fox Content Center. A Lakewood High School teacher arrested after being accused of assaulting an autistic student. We told you about this story yesterday. Marcita Walker was employed as a paraprofessional at Lakewood High. Tuesday, Sumter County deputies got a report that on September 10th, a special needs student was assaulted. Yesterday, we found out that student's mother was the one that brought it to their attention. The incident is still under investigation.
Well, the Watch Fox Weather School had the opportunity to visit the kindergartners over in Elgin at Blaney Elementary this morning. As you can see, an enthusiastic group of youngsters just now learning about the world of weather. So shout out to those teachers trying to explain that. It's a tough job, but we had some fun. As you can see, try to report in hurricane conditions, learned about tornadoes and how hail forms, what hail is, made of ice, which was a fresh discovery for some of them today. So,
what did they think it was?
We had a variety of
number of guesses.
Yeah. Some said water. I was like,
close.
Yeah,
Close
exactly.
enough.
Yeah.
Form of water.
Exactly. So, hey, thank you for having me out. If anyone's interested in us visiting your class or your school, visit watch.com. Head to the Weather School tab, and you can fill out an application for us to come visit. It's a lot of fun. We always enjoy those visits. All right, final check of the 10-day forecast. Going to enjoy the weather over the next 10 days. The only hiccup is Sunday, where we could have a few showers during the afternoon. But beyond that, good to go for the game tomorrow. We've had a couple dicey games earlier this season. But
we sure did. That South Carolina State game, man, it was delayed 2.5 hours.
That's right. But rain, not a problem on Saturday. It's going to be a beautiful fall-like afternoon on Saturday.
81, that didn't even feel like fall.
Yeah, that's true.
Football.
The morning will.
The morning will, and that's when everyone's going to be heading there because you're going to have fair traffic, football traffic, and it's going to be a long day.
Well, you can open up the windows while you're very slowly heading to the stadium.
Crawling to the stadium? Yeah. You might want to walk it in.
Beautiful weather for a walk.
It will be. I don't know if you want to walk all the way. All right. That's going to do it for this digital edition of the news at 5. But again, we'll be on late tonight. We have a football game. for a late edition of the news at 10, but not really at 10. See you then.